if you think back in history, folks, and watch WrestleMania 3, as Bobby the Brain Heenan is coming down with Andre the Giant at Pontiac Silverdome, 93,000 people. And there were people cheering for him because of who he was and what he did. Of course, there were people booing him because he was a heel. He was a bad guy. The heel is the bad guy. But most of them were cheering him because he was Bobby the Brain Heenan. And I did want to come on here. I just found out just a few seconds ago. ESPN.com actually told me that Bobby Heenan passed away at 73. He was surrounded by his family. And I did want to just take some time and say what it says here. This is from ESPN.com. Bobby the Brain Heenan, one of the most renowned managers and commentators of the history of pro wrestling, died on Sunday. He was battling throat cancer since 2002. He was 73. After some early success in the World Wrestling Federation and the American Wrestling Association, which was here in Minnesota, Minneapolis, Heenan was signed by the WWE in 1984. His first managerial client as a part of the promotion was WWE Hall of Famer Big John Studd. He then went on to, and this is now not on the ESPN site, he now went on in the WWE to manage the likes of Andre the Giant, Ric Flair, the Brainbusters, Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, Rick Rude, Mr. Perfect, and Harley Race. So he was also inducted into the WWE in 2004. He left behind a wife, Cynthia, who he has been married to for quite a long time. I think they got married in 1966. So that's a long time, especially in the wrestling industry, to be married. Actually, looks like it says here, I'm getting different stuff that says here it was in 74. So either which way, he was married for a really long time. And he was a great commentator, and he will be on the Mount Rushmore of wrestling managers forever and ever. So I figure what I would do is get on here, let you guys know what's going on. That, Bobby Heenan passed away, and it's super sad. And Bobby Heenan was one of the funniest men on the planet. Not just in wrestling, but on the planet. There are so many stories about how he would help out people who were being tourists when they had cameras that you have to go and get them pictures developed, and he would take their pictures, but either he would cut off their heads or he wouldn't open the lens cap, or however he would do it, but he would always try to rib the people who were there. And I figured I would give you guys a few interesting quotes as I go down here and see what some of the Bobby the Brain Heenan quotes, and they are going to be rather funny. Some of them you kind of have to line up, but it's Bobby the Brain Heenan, so there you go. He was talking about, so Bobby the Brain Heenan had his own show called the Bobby Heenan Show. He had two ladies that were with him, named the Rossetti sisters. They were not tiny, so he would kind of rib them a lot. And Gorilla said, "Hello, ladies," and Brain said, "I guess the rodeo's in town again." And then Gorilla said, "Hey, Brain, they recognized you." And he came back and said, "The only thing they recognize is the buffet." So that was the joke between Gorilla Monsoon, who unfortunately passed away quite a few years ago now, and Bobby the Brain Heenan. They had so much fun on set, I would just die laughing. Yeah, I mean, Bobby the Brain Heenan was so funny. It's so amazing. So, Brain was listening to Real American, the Hulk Hogan theme song, and he said, "That's my second favorite song." And Gorilla Monsoon said, "I'm afraid to ask, what's your favorite?" And he goes, "All the rest are tied." So, there you go. Just amazing stuff that he has. He ripped on a lot of people. I'm trying to look through some of these quotes and not just... parts unknown, that usually means downtown New York, New Jersey. That's definitely parts unknown. Let's see. Oh my, what a great scientific move. A punch to the head. Bobby again, talking about Kerry Von Erich and his tornado punch. To Roddy Piper, SummerSlam 91. I heard a rumor that your mom and dad ran away from home. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, so there are a lot of what was Tornado's foray in college? Texas Tornado, Kerry Von Erich, a javelin catcher. That was pretty funny. Regarding Davy Boy Smith, the British Bulldog, he has $1 million body, a 10% mind, and Whoopi Goldberg's hairdo. Yeah. Bobby the Brain Heenan. Man, it's just hilarious. One of my favorites of all time. So I did want to come up here and tell you guys a little bit about some of his quotes, some of the things he says. Let's see. Oh, there's a downtown area at Tupelo, Mississippi. Did you see the skyscrapers? 2 stories. Let's see. North Dakota State. What did you have to do there to graduate? Milk a cow with your left hand? It's just awesome. I'm a legend in this sport. If you don't believe me, ask me. There are 2 kinds of music I don't like, country and western. There you go. Are there any swamps in Oklahoma? Yes, there is. It's called Tulsa. Yikes. Let's see. I think women's wrestling had a hard time because of Glow. When Glow came out, it looked like someone was ripping off the male industry. Everyone was making fun of it. WoW is a great product. It's produced right. It's got a little storyline. It's got good-looking girls who can work and talk. So there you go, Bobby the Brain Heenan giving a little shout-out to WoW, ladies of or women of wrestling. I would like to do commercials or even work for the WWE if they called me. I wouldn't want to go back to air or manage again, but I would be a spokesman and do stuff like that. And of course, he'd be amazing at pretty much anything he did because he was funny as heck. I don't look at myself as a hero or smart person. I have a 7th grade education, but I had a lot of fun. And that's probably the best way to leave that one. And there's some other great ones here. You win some, you lose some, unless you're Virgil, and then you lose them all. They say money can't buy you happiness. Give me $50 and watch me smile. There are 2 things that scare me most about wrestling fans, and that they're allowed to vote and allowed to reproduce. Wow. This guy makes coffee nervous. I'm going to steal that one. For those of you who dropped out of high school, remember the famous phrase, "Do you want fries with that?" I once asked him what came at the end of the sentence, and he said parole. My goodness. There's a counter for every hold and a hold for every counter and a lunch counter for every person you know named Shivani. Oh, wow. Jim Duggan taking a shower is a high-risk maneuver. If you're poor, I like this one is probably one of my favorites now. If you're poor and you do something stupid, you're nuts. If you're rich and you do something stupid, you're eccentric. There you go. You can tell somebody that they are living proof that the Three Stooges had children. Remember, folks, fish are like relatives. After 2 days, they stink. Wow. He's not pointing at anybody. He's showing how high he can count. Bobby the Brain Heenan, folks. He'll be here all week. Try the veal. Wow. Some of this. Obviously, some cheap motel is missing their shower curtain. Sheesh. That Paris, France wouldn't be a bad place, but it's full of Frenchmen. Oh, jeez. Oh, let's see. There's a lot of them that are the same, because of course some of the best quotes are copied over here. You're 83, really? You don't look it. I would have guessed 81 or 82. So, 50 quotes from Bobby Heenan that are on here. He was really super funny. I wanted to just bring the quotes out and talk about it. And talk about how great Bobby Heenan was for a little bit. And I did that. And I'll continue to do that probably tomorrow. Monday Night Raw will be talking about Bobby Heenan too. So check it out. I mean, people are already tweeting and posting things all over. Vince already did. Triple H did. Ric Flair did. So check those all out. And Bobby Heenan, rest in peace, my friend. You have lived a long and glorious life, and you deserve all the accolades that you're going to get. Wow. Alright, for the Scott Show, this has been Scott. I didn't even introduce myself because I was just kind of star-stuck in the fact that Bobby passed away. The Brain. And, yeah. Alright, folks, so you guys have a great rest of your day. We'll be back with other shows quite soon. Alright, have a great day, folks.